Okay, here is a case I'm working on because of my mother not being given enough time in the nursing home and the insurance doing a dirty tactic by switching her after not giving her enough time to get on her feet because her foot is hurt. She had a UTI infection, had to go to the hospital. The hospital transferred her to a nursing home, I guess you call it, and they were supposed to help her get on her feet with therapy. She did have a hard time doing the therapy because of her foot, but as soon as she started making progress, then the insurance company did a dirty tactic and tried to send her to a long-term facility just as she was making progress at doing her therapy and was finally able to stand on her feet a bit. She hadn't been able to stand on her feet for a very long time because the infection was initially bad, but she defeated the infection and she needed to build leg strength. And now all of a sudden they're changing it, and with long term, they don't want to cover it or something like that. I still don't completely know the details yet. I just found out all this stuff out. And now I put this term in Google: appeal Medicare elderly nursing home, Arizona, because it's taking place in Arizona and it has to do with a nursing home and it has to do with the elderly and Medicare, and it also has to do with appealing their decision because we want her to stay and do the therapy there and give that enough time to pan out before making such rash decisions, because they neglected to consider the fact that her foot was hurt and needed some extra time before standing on her feet. AI overview. I'm reading the AI overview. To appeal a Medicare decision regarding a nursing home stay in Arizona, you'll typically start by contacting the Medicare Advantage Plan, if applicable, or the QIC, Quality Improvement Organization, for original Medicare. So I'm not sure if this pertains to my mother's case, but just in order to learn about it, I'm going to go ahead and read through it. So you can then request a hearing. So this sounds good because a lot of people give up and the insurance companies expect you to give up right away. So you can then request a hearing, which can involve formal appeal process with multiple levels. So there's multiple levels of appeal. I've heard there's like 5 levels. So just because you have something happen, it doesn't mean you can only appeal it once. You can appeal it multiple times. So you could take it to the 5th level, which including a state fair hearing through AHCCCS, Arizona Healthcare Cost Containment System. So here's another note on this: is these insurance companies, they study the process through AI as well, and then they try to get people to quit in order to make money, is what I've heard. Because it's money in their pocket and they run it like a business. So that's what I've heard from watching videos on YouTube about the subject, which got me to look this up and learn more about the appeal process, because people give up on the appeal process. So here's a more detailed breakdown of the appeal process, AI overview says. So we're going to use AI to our advantage. 1. Initial denial. if you receive a denial notice for a Medicare covered service, including nursing home stay, carefully review it to understand the reason for the denial and the steps to appeal. So that's an important thing, is the steps to appeal, because they expect you to give up right away, and they expect you to maybe only go to the second round if you do appeal it once. So in her case, both the doctors and the head nurse agreed that the insurance company was wrong. So they were on the side of my mom being allowed to have a longer stay with them for therapy, because they finally, just after the past few days, got her to have significant progress. Now, this says 2. So you have the initial denial, and then it goes to the second level. I'm not sure if this is necessarily the same levels that I'm talking about, but this is listing more than 5. So when I say 5 levels, that's from the video I watched. This is from the AI overview, and it pertains to Arizona. It's supposed to, at least. 2, contacting the appropriate body. So this says Medicare Advantage or Original Medicare. So if it's Medicare Advantage, if you have Medical Advantage plan, start by contacting your plan directly and initiate the appeal process. Original Medicare, if you have Original Medicare, contact QIC, Quality Improvement Organization. So she's already in this level because of my sister already initiated the appeal with the approval of the doctor at the facility, and also I believe it's the head nurse. 3, so if that appeal doesn't go through, I've heard there's like a 50-50 chance, but I've also heard that they have been worse about reversing denials, because they're using AI to, ruin people. So I have to speed the video up a bit because I can only record for 10 minutes on this new channel. 3, request a redetermination. For Original Medicare, you can request a redetermination, which is a review of the initial denial. Okay, so 3, requesting a redetermination. I'll make follow-up videos as I learn more. 4, gather supporting documentation. Prepare any supporting documentation such as medical records, doctor's letters, or information about your specific situation to strengthen your appeal. 5, submitting your appeal. Submit your appeal within the deadline specified in the denial notice, typically within 120 days of receiving the notice. 6, state fair hearing. If applicable, if your appeal is denied, you may have the right to request a state fair hearing with the AHCCCS. This hearing provides an opportunity to present your case to an administrative law judge. 7, further appeals. If you're still unsatisfied with the decision, you may be able to pursue further appeals through the Medicare appeal process, which may include a hearing before an administrative law judge, ALJ, and a Medicare Appeals Council, and ultimately federal court. 8, help and resources. If you need help with the appeals process, you can contact SHIP, State Health Insurance Assistance Program, 800 Medicare, or the Center of Medicare Advocacy, as well as Mercy Care for their guidance. Now, I don't know if I would really want to talk to some of those people at the end without like talking to a lawyer or something like that, but I would definitely take this all the way down until the insurance company gave up, because they expect you to give up over here. And if you don't, maybe they expect you to give up somewhere else.